If I type it, hi, this is regarding the Python demonstration. So the objective of the demo is to understand how training is going to happen using Python on the Python language. And Python is what actually? Python is an open source high level object oriented programming language. Python is also known as general purpose programming language. Python is also known as general purpose programming language. Okay. Python is what it is used for. It is used for developing various application softwares. Okay, it is used for developing various application softwares. So what are the types of application softwares that we can develop by learning Python? Okay, as I told Python, the important meaning of the Python is it is a GPL. GPL means it is called as general purpose programming language. Okay, and by learning Python, we can become a Windows application developer, that is called as desktop app developer. The desktop app developer is going to develop the softwares by using tkinter package. He is going to use the tkinter package and he is going to develop the desktop applications. So we can also develop web application developer. We can also become a full stack web app developer. Okay, you can also become a full stack web app developer. So later in the another session, I'll tell what is Django. For now, we have to understand that if you want to become a Python full stack web app developer, you have to understand Django plus Flask frameworks using Python. Okay, so after you learn Python, you can also become a data scientist and analyst. You can by to do become this, you have to learn some of the important concepts of Python called NumPy, Pandas, Seaborn, Skippy, Sklearn, okay, Sklearn, okay, Matplotlib. Like this, we have different built-in packages which are very useful for becoming data scientist and data analyst. These packages provides a lot of built-in functionalities and features that cover up all the machine learning algorithms also. Okay, and many more are there. Okay, for reference, I have just mentioned some of them. So network tool automation developer is also a important domain wherein after learning Python, you can also become a network tool or automation developer also by learning something called NetMiko, Paramiko, socket programming, and all those things you can also study, and you can also become a network automation tool developer, and many more concepts are there. For you to become a testing automation tool developer, we'll also cover Selenium concepts in detail. So we can also become an AI developer for AI developer by using NLP, okay, natural language processing packages present in Python, natural language processing. Okay, so these are the various fields where you can choose your career after you learn Python. So Python is actually in today's industry, it is used as a backend programming language. Okay, so a lot of uses are there. It is used in testing, not only in web testing. Okay, not only Python is used in web testing. It is also it's used in it's used as script in mobile testing also. It is used as script in mobile testing also. Okay. So now Python features, this is the basic information that I'm trying to explain, that after you learn Python, you have various opportunities. You can become a developer in any one of these domains as mentioned. Okay. So freshers also will be given opportunities to develop the project after learning Python in this of any of these fields according to the choice of theirs. Okay, so we have to do Python plus this course, okay, like web app, Windows app, or data science to completely become a complete full stack developer in that particular domain. Okay, so now this is about what you can become after learning Python. Similarly, what are the various Python language features we have to understand? What are the important programming language features? See, Python is a simple, easy to learn language. Python is a simple and easy to learn programming language compared to other programming languages like Java or C and C++. Okay. That is the main point. Python supports many built-in keywords also. There are many keywords which are also known as reserved words basically. Python supports many keywords which are also known as reserved words. Python also supports many libraries and modules which are known as built-in modules. Built-in modules and library built-in modules are called as built-in packages. They are called as built-in packages, okay, which is used as libraries actually. This built-in packages provides many built-in functionalities. Means the more number of libraries the language supports, the more number of functions are supported by the library. The more number of languages, the more number of libraries are supported. Okay, the more number of functions are supported built in. The programming becomes easy. The coding becomes easy. Okay, so Python is a kind of programming language which is supporting more number of built-in libraries actually. So if you see, look at that, Python is also considered as an open OS independent language. Okay, OS independent means you can install Python under any operating system, Windows, Linux, Mac, and all the things. Okay, means suppose you are addicted or used to Mac OS, and if you want to work Python only in Mac, it is you can do that. And if you want to switch again to Windows, it is no change. Only OS changes. Language will be remaining same. Okay, whatever you learn in Mac is same what you learn in Windows. So only the language is independent of OS. Okay. So next point, as I told, Python is open source software. Open source software means it can be downloaded. Okay, we can download and install Python freely along with the source code of the language. Source code of the language libraries. Okay, language libraries. Okay, we have this language libraries. Python is an open source software. It means we can download and install Python freely along with the source code of the language libraries. Means if your language is open source, you will get the coding of that language, how it is developed, how the libraries of that Python is developed. That also you will get. That's why it is called open source. Normally, not many languages are open source. For example, if you talk about Java here, so Java is not a open source language. It is called as freeware software. It is called as freeware. Okay, there is difference between freeware and open source. Freeware means, okay, freeware, what it says? Freeware, we say that we can download the language freely, but the source code is not available. The source code or source software of that language is not available for Java. That's why it is called as freeware. But Python is not freeware. It is called open source. Open source means the language is available along with the source code, so that we can optimize and customize your library according to your choice. The experts of Python, after downloading the language, they can optimize and modify the language also according to as per their choice. That's why the source code of the language is available to you. Okay, next. Python, when compared to Java, it is 10 times plus faster than Java. Okay, how? What is the technical concept behind why it is 10 times faster than Java? Okay, it is called as like this. You can see here, Java is given here like this. Java programs are actually saved as .java. It is passed to JavaC. JavaC compiles that and generates a class file. This class file is further passed to JVM. JVM takes the class file and it will return the output. It will return the output. The output is displayed to you here. Output is displayed to you. So there are two steps here. One time Java program need to be compiled. Second time Java program also need to be interpreted. Only then we get the final result here. This is how the execution process of Java program is. But Python program execution process, if you look at, okay, so Python program is first created as .py, then it is getting interpreted, okay, then you get the output result over here. So if you look at the execution process, it takes only one step to get the output. And if you compare Java execution process with Python execution process, okay, Python is going to be a quicker process to get the result. Okay, because of that reason, we say that Java Python is 10 plus 10 faster than other languages like Java and C, C++ also. Okay, so this is one of the technical reasons why software companies also choose Python as backend programming language. So Python can be downloaded from the python.org website. It's an official website, okay, from where we can download and install Python. Okay, it is freely available as an open source software. Python comes with various versions. Python was invented by a person. Okay, Python was invented by a person called Guido van Rossum the year 94, 95. Okay, there are many versions of Python available. There are many versions of Python available actually. Like we have Python 2.7, 2.8, 2.0, 2.1, and so on till 3.10. Okay, so 3.10, Python 3.10 actually is the latest version. What do you find now? For now, this is for today's date, 3.10 March. We find now. Okay, and we find now in today's current date, March. Okay, if you, it was released when it was released, 3.10. It was released in 2021 November. Okay, it was released on this month. This is the latest. So Python's good habit, Python community good habit is to they release average every year one new version, because they want the loopholes of previous version to be covered in the new version and provide better features, provide OS compatibility, and overcome the disadvantages of the earlier versions, and also maintain the name in the market. Brand name in the market is also very important for a language to maintain, because that's the reason they release every year a new version. Okay, versioning is very important for the product or the release. Okay, once we download and install Python, following tools are also installed. Okay, what are the things which get installed once we download Python from the official website? It will install Python shell, it will install Python IDE, it will install Python help docs, it will also install Python interpreter. Okay, so I just need to inform you all that Python shell. What is Python shell? Python shell is just a shell prompt. Okay, it's just a shell prompt. Okay, which looks like this. Okay, which looks like if you go to this Python. Okay, and if you click at this Python and if you can look at this Python 3.10 64-bit, it looks like this. It's just a shell prompt. And the use of this shell prompt is what is to just execute Python instructions here. You can execute one instruction at a time. So the only use of Python shell here is if I want to test any important command or one command or one instruction at a time, immediately I can go for this tool. So for example, I can say Python, welcome to Python coding. Okay, if you're fresher, print is a built-in function. Instead print. Okay, this is the operations we are performing here. You can see that print is the built-in function, and just the moment I execute, press enter key, I get the result down here. Again, print is another function. The moment I press enter key, I get the result down here. Same way, if you are going to perform some other basic operations, the moment you press enter key, it shows the result down. It means what? It means the use of the shell prompt software is to execute only one instruction at a time. So if I want to execute one instruction at a time, so that time I use Python shell. But as a Python learner, we should understand that our job is not to execute one line instruction at a time. Our job is to develop automation scripts, machine learning scripts, or web development scripts we want to develop. Okay, so for that reason, shell is not the perfect tool. It is Python ideally here. So Python ideally what it is used for. Ideally means it is called as integrated development environment. Okay, the use of ideally is the main use of ideally is the developer can develop his own Python programs. Okay, whenever you want to develop a program, always we have to remember that there are three principal components of programming, that is called input, logic, and output. So we should follow this input, logic, and output. These are the main three principal components of any programming language. And even in Python also, if you want to become a good programmer or coder of Python, okay, you should have the control over this, which will be taught in this course type, how to get logic and build the logics and all those things. So even the non-technical person can do this because logic is very easy, because a lot of built-in functions and libraries are available where coding is very less, so that logics becomes easy for you. Okay. So coming to the next point, how we can develop Python codes using IDE. That I will show you here. You can fill for this IDE. This is the latest version. And you can also see I have two versions. Python, we can have as many versions, means we can also install multiple versions of Python in same OS. There is no issues. Okay, it won't conflicts complicated having multiple versions. Make sure you use one version properly. But Python 2, 3 versions we can have in same OS. That is possible. Okay, let us click on this ideally here. So now I'm explaining how is basically a environment or editor where I can start developing my Python scripts. This is my IDE screen. Okay, you can see some options over here, like you have. Okay, so if you want to develop a new script, you can go to this file, new file. Okay, and the moment you get file, new file here, you're coding. This is the environment. Start coding. Okay, this is the place where to print basic. You can say Python script to print basic output messages. Okay, how to print just welcome to Python print. Can say here. Then say print here like this. So I'm just performing some basic math operations on the data. Now the idea here is for us to understand as a beginner that how I'm accumulating different print commands. I'm accumulating all the different print commands inside a single file, and I'm going to save that here. I'll just say file save. Because after I accumulate all the instructions, coding instructions, I need to save it in a common place. Suppose you are practicing in your course, also you can maintain this standards. What you can do is you can go to your folder, create your folder as say my Python. You can also create one folder. Say for example, today if you are doing any session, so today is March 10. So you can do like this March 10. You can use some folder name and you can say my file, my program one. Okay, you can save it like this. So you can see that when you give my program one and you can save it, it is saved as .py extension. The Python program is saved with .py extension here. You can observe that. Okay, so next is if you want to run this code, okay, you can just say run module. Okay, when you say run module, okay, it is going to display the output of this coding what we have done here. This is the output screen, and this is your coding screen. Okay, so Here in your course time, you'll be learning first how to develop the script and run the the script. You should just say run module, because a Python file is known as module file only. Okay, a module file is known as a package. It's a part of a package file. A module is called as a sub process file. Okay, that's why it is called module file. And every Python file is known as module file. So this is the basic way of developing a simple script using IDE and execute. Okay, so that is fine. So next, if you feel like, yeah, is this the only editor is available for writing Python script? No. Okay, this is at initial stage of your course. We'll be doing with IDE. We also have apart from IDE, apart from built-in IDE, we also can develop the Python scripts. We also can develop Python scripts by using the following different editors. Like what? Like I can say, you can use PyCharm. Okay, PyCharm, we have two versions. One is called community version, or we can use professional version. Two versions are the professional version. Then we have Jupyter. Jupyter we can use. Then we can use Spider. We can use okay, PyCharm, Jupyter, Spider. Okay, we can use Visual. So like this, we have different editors that we can use for developing Python softwares apart from our standard IDE. You can use any one of this IDEs and you'll be taught. And for a fresher, my sessions will be with lab exercise. Every day I'll be providing you all lab exercise. I'll be providing you interview related questions of that particular lesson also. And remaining concepts of the syllabus, like we'll be covering basics, middle level, and advanced. The entire syllabus will be shared by the concerned person share you. Okay, so I am just concluding my Python demo session. Thank you, bye.